So remember that factory bump stop that we saved? This is our completed product here. See, those grooves at the top have sunken their way back into the cylinder. So not only is it tight down here, it's tight up here, it's not moving anywhere. Take your factory bump stop, slide it over the top here. Take your factory boot, slide that over the top as well, cover everything up. This is where things can get kind of tricky at times. You want to make sure that your spring lines up in all the exact places that it was before. So slide the spring over the top. And let it fall right into the factory grooves where it was before. It's right about there, it looks good. Hold that in place. And now, take your rubber bushing that came off before. If you look at the old dust mark right here, you can see where it's indented the most. That's going to go on the very top of the spring right here. Rotate it around. Get it put right in place. And it just kind of clips around. I mean, if you wanted to, you could go to your local dealership, get a new one, but I don't think it's going to really make that big of a difference if we get a new one of those. Take our old strut mount here, and again, you can see the factory dust mark here that shows where the highest point landed. And kind of line those up there. Place your conical washer here, and then your dust cap, and you're ready to reinstall. Alright, so we have the hat back on. Remember, placement of the conical washer, we went over that earlier. Put that on top, the hat, and the nut goes on top of that. If you feel the need to, you can put a wrench on here or a socket on here and use a wrench to tighten this down. I found it was easiest just to grab the actual shaft of the strut myself, use a 9/16 inch socket, and blast it right in, and it was good. It's very tight. It's not going anywhere. Our next step will be to release the spring compressors, which, as long as I can get this thing on there, will be in good shape. Alright, pull the safety out of this one. Strut assembly is ready to be bolted back into the car. As much as you don't like to hear this phrase, installation is exactly the reverse of removal. So we're just gonna, I've already threaded it up into the top. We're gonna get our 12mm nuts back into place. Now, one thing you notice is that we can't actually reinstall the dust cap from the old strut assembly because of the adjustment knob that comes out of the top. And we'll get into adjusting this a little bit later. So at the top here, you see the adjustment area. It's got this little, it's kind of got two flat sides with it pokes up out of the top, and Koni supplies you with these adjustment knobs. As you can see, there's only a way for it to install here, and it sticks straight up. Now, if you, I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. You dial it to the left, and that makes the suspension a lot more firm. Now, from what I understand, when you have this set all the way to the right, that's full soft. That is pretty much exact to factory specifications. Now, if you want to go firmer, you can go firmer. And looks like that's one full turn, and then it goes to almost a full turn after that, which is pretty rock solid. Now, these struts will suck up pretty much any lowering spring you want to throw at it. You can really go pretty low with a car like this on this kind of strut and adjust it to a little bit firmer to compensate for that kind of spring rate. However, we're going with factory struts. I'm just going to leave it at full soft for now, and if in the future I feel like I want to get a little bit firmer, I will. But again, all the way to the right is full soft, all the way to the left is full firm. Alright, so here's what you'd be looking at the bottom. This is where things get a little tricky with reinstallation, because it's kind of hard to get these holes to line back up with one another. As you can see, you can only do so much by hand, and they don't really go in lined up too well. This is where having a really big hammer comes into play. So you can hit the top of the hub here. Now we got them both in. So you just take these 19mm nuts, and thread it back on. Actually, the top one had a washer on it. You know what, the bottom probably did too, but I don't really know where it went, so I think we'll be okay for now. And you know, I'm not sure if it's 100% necessary after this, but it might be a good idea to get in alignment, because you just never know. You really just never know. A little too tight. And that's the hard part. Those aren't going anywhere. And again, now all you have to do now, 12mm bolt right there, 12mm bolt right there, put your wheel back on, and you're all set. Passenger side is exactly the same as the driver's side. There's no differences. You know, if you have any questions or anything, feel free to you know, come see us at our Facebook page at Facebook/AskPovertyGarage, or send us an email at askpovertygarage@gmail.com. That's all I have. Good luck.